Hi guys, welcome, Scatlink here, and we are off for our next Let's Play, or more should I say, our series of Let's Plays. The entirety of the Reignited trilogy of Spyro is happening. We got the Reignited trilogy, it's day one, it's launch, I've already gone through the terms of service, for whatever reason it wants to lock you into that. And yeah, I've actually got this downloaded with all the pre-order bonus themes and all that, so we can actually talk about that once we're actually done with the entire trilogy. I'm not too sure if I want to cover it, like the bonuses relating to the one game, or do it all afterwards. But that's a thing, because, well, the old original intros, like the screens and whatnot, they're the only things that didn't really get remade, because once you press the button, you're on a file screen like this. You have 3 files like usual, but all of your data for all 3 games are tied in here, unlike in the Crash Insane trilogy where you choose your game first and then just click load and load your file that way. You choose your file and then you choose the game, and it's tied in that way. So if you want to duplicate your save, you're going to have to use a slot, but you get 3 slots per user, so that's not a problem. And of course we are starting off with Spyro. Obviously I'm talking about the Reignited trilogy as a whole in this episode, but we are covering all 3 games separately. We're just going to be going from one to the next, and I will be doing this intro every goddamn time. So now we're on to Spyro the Dragon. I went a bit silent there so I can actually cut a lot easier to make all the other episodes easy. Yeah, so there's a bit more of a thing going on with that. We has trophies for all 3 games of the collection here. Yes, all 3 games have trophies, and from what I've checked, not all of them are tied to skill points. Remember, that was the original trophy system, I guess you could call it. You get rewarded a 1-up, and you have to get them all, because even though they're not registered 100%, let's do something that you need to do, because they get registered in the journals, or the atlas, or whatever, the guidebook, or whatever it is in that game. But the thing about Spyro the Dragon, I'm not entirely too sure if they have been made original skill points, but they have put trophies in there, so maybe there isn't. Maybe that was their reasoning. But yeah, we'll check the others later on as we get to them. But for now, we are checking Spyro the Dragon. Now, here's the thing about the trophies that I do want to cover. This is still 100% walkthrough. The only things I'm going to be reacting to is like the graphics, the control style, because obviously this is a remake, a complete remake, so that's kind of a thing. But what isn't going to be blind is obviously getting 100% and whatnot, like getting literally everything in the game. That's going to be exactly the same as the PlayStation 1 originals. Or the PS3 download versions, that will be covered as well, because it's pretty much the exact same thing, it's just the Virtual Console version. That's the only way to put it. But, trophies. We've got a platinum to earn, and that means getting them all. The way I'm going to be handling trophies is that, well, I haven't played the game on the PS4, this is day 1, so obviously we'll be getting them as we go, and I won't have to edit them, thank God. But, if I do not get them all while going through, that's not a big problem, because we're still following the PS1 original routes, and like in Spyro 2, you have to go out your way to actually get to the end of the game, get the Super Flame, and then actually do some skill points. So I'm going to treat that like pretty much how I'm going to do with all this. I'm going to go for any trophies that I miss after we beat the game. And plus, you know, in later games as well, you're able to warp between levels in the menu. So that would actually give that some use, because we wouldn't have a reason to go back otherwise, unless we forgot skill points, which in Spyro 2 is the only way you can get some of the skill points, because you need the Super Flame. But that's jumping the gun a bit, and that may also be a bit of spoilers for anyone who doesn't know, but there we go. So let's have a quick little through here. I was talking through all that for reasons. So yeah, some of them are pretty basic. Do a loop around an arch, which is oddly a silver. Glide to the secret thief area in Town Square, which, well, we're going to have to do if we want to get all the eggs, so that's not a big problem. Flame 10 sheep in Stone Hill, I mean, you don't have to knock them all out. They are going to respawn, but I guess if we just knock them all out, then yay. No, that's more skill point related. Bird-brained, charge a vulture. Don't know why I would want to charge a vulture, but I'm going to have to remember that for when we're actually going through Cliff Town. But we also need to flame every vulture. So we're going to have to actually go in there multiple times anyway. So, as you see, revisits are going to be a thing. So I'd rather do that at the end of the game for revisits when we've actually beaten the game, because that's a reason to go back through the game. Spyro 2 and Spyro 3. So, you get what I mean. So we'll still scroll through just this a little bit more. Egg Hunt, Hot Wings 2. I think some of these are actually... yeah, I believe it's time for me to fly. You have to complete the speedways or the flight areas without touching the ground, because you can dash and you have a supercharge ability. It's the same speed as gliding, so I don't know how that's going to be, because the gliding controls have also been changed to be more updated. Flying like an equal is the same thing, but on a later level. Unlock Gnasty's loot. and collect all gems in Gnasty's loot. We're going to get those because that's just tied to 100% completion in general. Ratastic! Complete Gnorc Cave without killing any rats. Aren't the rats the things that are basically the rodents of the level? So that means you're not allowed to actually heal? Interesting, that. And you can't kill them by accident either, because if you're charging all the way around the place, you don't want to run into them. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, as I said, the original intro's not there, so that's why I kind of spliced in before the trilogy appeared. I'll be doing that for all 3 games. But yeah, Spyro the Dragon, let's just hop in. And let's just bevel in the new graphics. I haven't actually seen any of the cutscenes because of, you know, people getting early review copies and whatnot. So I haven't really spoiled myself other than the trailers that we've already seen. Any videos showing the cutscenes I have not watched. So that's a thing. Well, you know, cutscene compilations. I think that's the better way to put it. Anyway, In the World of Dragons takes a little bit long, but, you know, it's PS4. It's got to load all those nice graphics. Let's hop in.
Okay, rolling.
It's been peaceful here in the 5 worlds, or is it 6?
Spoilers.
For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this
Another
Gnasty
spoiler.
Gnorc character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Gnasty Gnorc is a simple creature.
Simple?
Wait! He's got meme images in the background! What the hell?
Dragon Kingdom.
No threat?
Besides, he is ugly.
Ugly? That does it!
The dragons kind of brought it on themselves, to be honest. Shouldn't get sassy.
Huh? Looks like I've got some things to do.
He actually says it in the camera. And yes, that is Tom Kenny doing the voice of Spyro in Spyro 1. In the original Spyro 1, it was someone else, and Tom Kenny pretty much came in for 2, 3, and 4. And yes, 4 is Enter the Dragonfly, which I may do as well, maybe straight after this, because, you know, I mean, it's not going to look as beautiful as this. I mean, obviously I've seen, like, the demo playthrough of this because of trailers and whatnot that were uploaded and whatnot, but seeing it in person, plus I'm playing on a PS4 Pro, yes, I'm not in 4K, but it's getting super sampling, so it's pseudo 4K, looks bloody brilliant. It's awesome, very vibrant. So, even though it looks different, it feels similar, even though the bounding itself seems... Oh wow, that's tight. He doesn't even skid to a stop like he used to when you're trying to turn on the spot. That's actually pretty decent. Wow, that's super tight. How does this work? Wow, okay, I can jump out of that. I'm just experimenting with the controls here. Like I said, this is going to be like half blind in terms of the remake, but in the original, it's going to be 100% and I know what I'm doing. So, yeah. Well, the buttons, as far as I can tell, are still the same. Oh, wait, you can... Okay, I was just experimenting, because L2 and R2 used to turn the camera around, because the original Spyro trilogy didn't originally have the analog sticks in mind. You could still use them for 2 and 3 onwards, but the original didn't have that. So yeah, you can move the camera with the right analogs, with the left, there. Let me start again. The right analog stick you can use to change the camera. Clicking it in is first person, which is also triangle. Circle is flame, which is also R2. In the originals, L2 and R2 swivel the camera. In Spyro 1, you got L1 and R1, which do like a strafe roll, which only existed in Spyro 1, which we can still do here. So, yeah, in this case, I can actually hold L2 and it locks the camera behind Spyro as much as possible. Mario can, basically. Square is charge, X is jump, press jump again and hold it to go into a glide. So that's kind of cool. You can pull yourself back, or... Oh, you can actually do it both ways. Normally, if you're held back, you're just locked into it. That's interesting. And yeah, it's just super tight. It's pretty cool, actually. Of course, options is your pause button. The HUD is quite different, actually. In the original, the numbers were 3D images, well, actually 3D like polygons, just to show off the PS1's power. But here, obviously, it's just making it a lot more basic. In fact, Spyro's head was also a 3D model. In fact, all of it was. I mean, all these are just images at this point. And you would have a bit of a green pause menu instead. Of course, I'm going to be using the old originals for the end card, so we can tie it all together. So we've got continue, guidebook. I mean, Sparks is not the menu here, but the menu is completely different here. It actually tells you all the names of the dragons that you get this time, instead of just how many dragons you have to rescue in that level. You got your totals at the top there. 12,000 gems. Oh, 12,000 gems. Playtime as well, with game total. That used to all be there before. We can actually review our skill points. Reach tricky platform, burn the hill. Yeah, so we actually do have skill points in Spyro 1. Now I remember seeing it now. This has reminded me of this. Yeah, we do have skill points in Spyro 1, only in the PS4 version. So once again, we'll be going out of our way to get those. Not in the main Let's Play, because they didn't exist in the original PS1 version. We'll go out of our way for those after we beat the game. Scare 6 Gnorcs into tents. Perfect. Well, Peacekeepers actually easy. In fact, that's all they are. I was going up and down, but it's all in pages. So it actually tells you the location and how to do them. So that's actually pretty cool. No electric floor damage. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Metal head, perfect. I got a perfect that. In fact, most of the bosses here say perfect. How am I going to do Gnasty Gnorc? That will take multiple go-throughs, because I'm not perfect at this game. So that's a thing. So yeah, there's 2 pages of skill points. 7 each. Is that 7 each? I'm not miscounting. Yeah, that's 7. So there's 14 skill points added. Skill points unlock part 1 and 2 of the art gallery. So there's 2 pages of the art gallery as well, it seems. So that's quite a lot of stuff. So that's all stuff that we're going to have to cover later on, once we beat the game. Options. Let's have a look at sound. Music Reignited. You can actually change it to the original if you want. But we'll leave it on Reignited for now. Maybe if I don't like the remixed tune, I'll go back to the original. I would have liked it if we were able to change the title screen's music to the Spyro 1, because if you remember in Spyro 2 and 3, they used music from other levels. But in Spyro 1, it actually has a unique title theme, which is why they used their remixed Reignited version for the title screen of the collection itself. So that's the thing. Dynamic music, I don't know what that means. Maybe it's how that sound, if the source of the sound's off the screen to the left, it only comes out the left speaker or something. Not entirely too sure how that's handled, but that's a thing. I want voice at max. We'll turn music down just a tad. We'll turn effects down to about there, because I want the voices to be overpowering the music, because that seems to be a bit of an issue. I mean, the balancing's probably good anyway, but I always do that just to be on the safe side. Don't think those options were there in the original, so that's also another thing. So we are covering a lot of stuff. Map on? Yes, please. I don't need the map, but I like to have a full HUD. That's just how I am. And the first Spyro game did not have a map, I do not believe. The Spyro 2 did have a map built into the guidebook. In the Japanese version, it was always active. In the original, well, in any other version around the world for the PS1 version, you have to activate it yourself. And in Spyro 3, yeah, it's actually an unlockable, which is understandable. You're in the Forgotten Realms. You have to go find the map. But yeah, there was no map in Spyro 1, and the Japanese Spyro 1, by the way, also had like a top-down view similar to this kind of camera, actually. Oh my god! That is detailed. Okay. I even have a cone funnel. That's actually really cool. I like that. I like that. Alright, so, mechanics of the game. Well, we've pretty much gone through all of our controls. Sparks, I don't actually like his new design, to be perfectly honest with you. But he still functions how you would. He's basically your treasure magnet, he's your drawer. Go near something and he'll pick it up for you. And he's also your health bar. Yellow means that you have 3 hits, blue means you have 2, green means he has 1. If you take another hit after that, he is gone. You lose your treasure magnet, and if Spyro takes a hit after that, you're done for. And yes, you still have arbitrary lives, but this is a remake, so they're not going to get rid of the life system and just give you infinite retries. I mean, they could have done, but then there wouldn't be incentive to go out your way and kill more enemies when you've already defeated them. The enemies are Gnorcs! Let's charge this guy down and whack him up the butt. Unless he does a sharp turn like that, in which case I just brushed against the wall and did not bonk. What? That's something I didn't know. So you can kind of scuff walls. Interesting. Because I did feel a rumble when I did that. Okay, this isn't working out. You can't turn as sharply when you're dashing, and that's exactly the same as it was before. So I'm just going to flame him. There we are. Give me all those gems. I like how when you burn like the grass, it actually looks burnt. And the effect stays, but then it recovers. It doesn't actually go away like in Breath of the Wild. But I still like how it's like all individually, well, it's not all completely individually bladed, but it looks like it, and that is really good. I'll knock you out, boy. So yeah, in the original they just looked like blobs of a model, but now they're obviously more defined. Like, that really does snap. Anyway, the main gimmick of Spyro 1 is that, well, in Spyro in general, it's a collectathon platformer, you've got stuff to grab, and if we check pause once again, we have gems to collect, which is a thing throughout all Spyro games, but all Spyro games have their one main collectible, which pretty much changes the gameplay. For Spyro 1, it is rescuing all your dragon buddies from the crystal prisons that they've been sealed into. Nestor!
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the Artisan world, then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Gnasty Gnorc? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
That was literally word for word in the original, and I love it. Yep, the original had full voice acting as well, and when we do that, we also get a checkpoint, and, well, as you saw when we booted up the game, it has auto-saving. The original Spyro game didn't have that. All the rest of them did in between levels, and if you just quit the game, and you can still save on your own accord. In this version, it doesn't seem like you can. Oh, yep, no, it doesn't say that. Okay, so it does auto-save. But in Spyro 1, the original Spyro 1, you would have to actually talk to a fairy, and then actually click save. But when they do a checkpoint, it pretty much auto-saves anyway, so it's not a point. And you're also able to replay the dragon, and so you can talk to them yet again. They don't really have anything different, it's just replaying the cutscene. And yeah, obviously continue, so you just exit the menu. Pretty simple. So that is pretty much the crux right here. I'm pressing the wrong buttons, it's been a while. Come back here, you mug, I'm going to ram you up the bum. Oh, and another dragon. How convenient.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Yeah, maybe you don't want to be so cocky. I noticed that there is a little bit of extra flavour dialogue, like in the intro. I'm pretty sure he didn't say 12,000, or was it 14,000? I think that's a skill point. I've got to flame all these flowers, haven't I? I'm already on the ball. Yeah, it's quite easy to suss out if you're doing something that's new, because I don't think these used to be a thing. I mean, they're interactable, so that leads me to either a trophy or a skill point, which, I mean, I guess the skill, they're pretty much the same thing. I guess it's just because they unlock something in-game where the trophies don't, so the trophies are a little bit more optional than the skill points for 100% completion, because it's not in-game, it's out-of-game, but whatever. So if you already have the trophies fulfilled, you don't need to do them again. So, with the skill points, it's tied to the save file itself. So it's like an extra challenge, for the PS4 version anyway. But yeah, as I was saying, there's a bit of additional flavoured text, and the animations, I mean, all the dragons either looked, or had a similar design to where you were, but in this case it's the costumes they wear, because they're all individually modelled. Remember, this is Toys for Bob, the same people who made Skylanders, and it shows. I mean, I have a history on not liking Skylanders. I've always said that the design for Spyro sucked, but I'll be damned if I didn't say that the animation was good. And the production values are quite high here. It's just that they dropped the ball with the physical copy. I still don't understand why. That's why this is a download. But I got bonuses for that, so I can't be too miffed. It's still a little bit of an annoyance. So yeah, there's a world up there. I do not want to do that right now. I'm just grabbing all the stuff in the homeworld. This is pretty much where we're spending the crux of our episode. So don't know if I'm gonna. I'm probably not gonna do like a world level, because then we'll be here all day. Probably 2 levels of video. That seems like the better part of Valor, because levels are widened. They're expensive enough. They just don't overstay their welcome. It's like you have a small little collectathon level, and then you go to the next one, and there's a lot to do in each one. By the way, sheep. They're the critters of this level, and yeah, critters of any kind do not attack you, they only run away. They release a butterfly, and if you, well, let Sparks eat it, you heal. So keep that in mind. If you need a heal, just look out for some critters. They do respawn after a while, so, well, once you go far away at least, so that's a thing. Actually, if we go over here, it looks like there's a few panels over here. Can we do anything with them? I mean, we missed out this dragon. They glow when we jump on them. We'll come back for this. So I don't want to... Oh, that water is not pleasant. That hurt us. I forgot that we can't swim in this game. Because you technically can in the later games. That's not really a spoiler because they're old games. But yeah, look at Sparks. He's now blue. That means we've still got 2 hits left. That's fine, though. Devlin! No, that's Delpin.
Where's Gnasty Gnorc? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro. You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing?
His
name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Yeah, we just went through that, and Sparks, you gained a health point to talk to him, and then you lost one coming back. How does that work? Are you just representing his life points when you went to him? I feel a betrayal going on here. That was interesting. Well, yeah, obviously in the original he didn't have Sparks with him. He's just hovering around you all the time. See, look, they've respawned already, so I can heal again. And I missed one. I missed a flower. Yeah, I'm looking for all these flowers now, because I'm pretty sure that's like some trophy or skill point. Even if not, we still get to have a little look around here. So, it's not a big problem. Oh no, they just come back. They come back, don't they? No? But I'm pretty sure I knocked... Oh, yeah, they did. I saw you. Okay. They only come back off screen, so I've been wasting my time with that. Never mind, it's not a skill point. Because they would stay burnt otherwise. Unless you got a... If you fell out of bounds, got game over or something like that. You voided out. That's a thing. Right. Balloonist.
If you prove your worth by rescuing 10 dragons, then you may use this balloon to fly to a new world.
I was about to talk over him there because he did not have a voice in the originals. They just talk by text. Yeah, as you said, we need to free at least 10 dragons in the Artisans. That's the hub world that we're in. The Homeworld or whatever. The realm. That's it, the Artisans realm. Because it's like grouped in realms. So the thing about... Oh, I'm going to chase you down. Through the hedge maze, Habuski. Right, I got your gem. Awesome. What I was about to say was, the first person that we talked to, we were told to find 10 artisans. That was the clue. But there is not 10 artisans in, well, the artisan level. We have to go to the other levels within this realm in order to actually get enough. Because there's not enough here. If I pause and go to the guidebook, yeah, we're still missing one and a couple of gems. So yeah, what I just grabbed right there was actually a 1-up statue. In this game, they are statues, little mini statues of Spyro, like little crystal, like diamond or whatever. But in the other games, they're a blue butterfly. Don't know why they changed it. I guess it's because that, since, you know, Sparks your health meter, it would make sense. I just tried to press triangle there. That's a skill in the later games. Ouch, I'm not having good luck here. Right. So I'm turning the camera all around the place. Wow, I'm not having good luck getting up there, am I? It kind of swoops into it. That's kind of messing me up. I'm a little bit confused. Why can't I get up here? Hey, baby. No. How do I get up here? I am confused. This is what I need to do, I'm pretty sure. I'm just not having good luck on doing it. In fact, let's do that. That looked like I needed to do it, but I went off the side. I'm pretty sure this jump was not like this in the original. Oh, it was a skill point. Hello. That was tied to 100% completion. I don't really see how that could be a skill point. Like I said, skill points weren't in the original Spyro 1. They're not on the PS1 version. Skill points did not exist until Spyro 2. So this is new to me. This is like the 100%... Well, I guess I'll have to call it 100% plus, I guess. Oh, wait, 120% plus. Yeah, I need to go in here for skill points. Reach the tricky platform. Ah! So it was made more tricky in order to get up here, because it wasn't a skill point originally, and you had to get up here for 100%. So, yeah, they did actually change on how you're supposed to get up there. That was the trick. Fair enough. Alright, so we've almost got all of the gems around here, so what I'm trying to do is go down this way. Because this is the only area we haven't actually been into. Like how I was actually looking around and I have the map on. I'm just reveling in this. This is awesome. I'm just a little bit annoyed that there wasn't like a demo that I could play at Comic-Con. Because I went to both and they weren't there. Played Kingdom Hearts 3 though, I just couldn't record it even though it was the same Rock, Titan and Toy Box demo. That's been out for like over a year now. And the game's only coming out in a couple of months, so I don't see the problem. Everyone else has recorded the damn thing. So... I don't know why I'm trying to flame that. I think that's a skill point, but it ain't.
Cool flash. Do that again.
The Artisan's boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
Yeah, so you really only got to do, like, one level, and then you can go beat the boss of this area. But you don't even need to do that, because if you rescue 10 dragons, you can go to the next area. So there's a lot of freedom for what you can actually do. There is no linearity in I mean, the levels themselves may have linearity to some extent, but it's actually quite open-ended. You can just go into any world you want. I mean, like, we have a portal here, we have a portal over there, and we also have a portal back over through that archway. So yeah, it's quite open-ended. How many gems are I'm missing? 3 gems. Oh, hello. I'm missing 3 gems. Well, actually, do we have that skill still? Sparks, can you help me out here? Can I not do that in this game? Because in the second game there was like an ability that Sparks can. Oh, it's right here. Okay, because obviously PS1 limitations. Everything was flat textures most of the time. The grass was not this pretty and wavy. The red gems kind of look like plants from a distance. Obviously, they would have the little shine, but for whatever reason, I wasn't paying attention to that. But yes, that was the last gem. But what I was trying to do was do something that you can actually do in later Spyro games, where if you hold like the two shoulder buttons, or all the shoulder buttons, Sparks will point into a direction where you're missing some gems if you can't visually see them. So let's hop into a level here, because we're only at 27 minutes. Just to show this off, and yes, this works exactly like I would expect. It's just the skybox is a little bit too cartoony. They actually look pretty cool with their gradient in the original. No auto-saving here, well, not visually, but I'm guessing the game is still auto-saving here. I would expect it to. And it is taking a little bit longer than it usually does as well. Yep, and the usual intro where we just swoop in and yeah, this just looks like an extension of where we just were, which is kind of like the intended level to go to. But as you can see, it's a really small level, so I might be able to squeeze it in. I mean, I normally keep episodes a little bit longer, don't I? I mean, we had a lot of explorations in the beginning part, so yeah, why not? Hey, I'll beat you up. Yeah, I saw you with your horns. Oh, my horns are pointed, but yours are curled. Get wrecked. Alright, so let's run around the edge here, grab everything in this area. I'm just clearing out super quick. Looks like there's a lot of area that we can't do right now. You can actually explore the walls of this area. It's actually intended. So yeah, we're actually kind of in a small boxed in area right now, but can I... Where are you? There you are, douche. So yeah, as you may have noticed as we're grabbing gems, different coloured gems give you different amounts of, well, gems. The red ones are worth 1, green are worth 2, blue are worth, like, I believe 5 or something. It depends, and, well, they used to also change shape after number 2 yet again, but they all were just different colours in the first game, but obviously that's been changed in this version. And there was actually something else that I haven't talked about, which I don't think we've seen so far, but there hasn't been a reason to, and I don't think it's actually been carried over. In the original, when you killed enemies that you've already knocked out by revisiting an area, they would drop little pearls, and if you grab about 25 of those, you get an extra life. In the other games, it just became kill 10 critters and you get an extra life, or something like that, which will be a blue butterfly. But I don't know if that's been carried over on this version, because I don't actually remember seeing it in trailers.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
What would that mean? I always run head first into trouble. But anyway, just tap that. So auto-saving happens. Yeah, there is no indicator for when it's saving. I guess you would just have to look at the PS4, which you would never do. But yeah, that's one already. So let's come back over this way and jump down here, because we're mad. And we got some more money. And another dragon. Cracking.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
You're very animated. And nice technique on pouring your drink with your tail. We have a vortex here. This chest we cannot bash into. I haven't talked about that either. Metal or clay pots you can't flame, you have to charge into them, but wooden chests and pots you can just flame, but you can charge into them anyway, so I don't really see the point of it really. I guess if it's like on a small platform you don't want to hold the button because then you'll just run into a pit and die, but everything that you grab Stu keeps, even if you didn't touch a checkpoint. It's pretty much just your respawn point, which is the checkpoint's main purpose. And of course saving your progress. So that's a thing. So we'll go into the... No, actually I don't want to do that yet. That's actually later on because that's how we get into the rest of the level. Oh well, I went through the tunnel anyway. Yeah, it's kind of like a kind of... this is what I mean by like when I compare like Donkey Kong 64 to Spyro and Banjo-Kazooie and all that, because it's got like a similar feel. I love these kind of collectathon games. Hit me! I got you. Knock you out, Shelder. They look like Shelders, seriously, with those eyes. I mean, they were a lot more creepier looking than they are now. And we've already reached the end of the level. You can just exit the level by the menu, though. So that's not a problem.
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the Artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya!
That's just rude, Spyro. And that sassy movement with your head, man. You didn't even move away. Yeah, that was the guy who was very scatterbrained in the intro. What's he doing here? He was in the main area. How do you just move a statue? Yeah, that's a little bit of an inconsistency, but hey, the story is just a means to an end. So yes, there's a little secret in the beach here. Go grab this key, bash these open. There we go. Bash our head in. Give us some concussion. And we have a key. Of course, we don't want to touch the water because we're going to get wrecked, but just take this back up here. Automatically go into a glide. I didn't have to press a button for that. Oh, that's what that saving icon is. It's Spyro running around. So, yeah, there is a saving icon. I just haven't noticed it until just now. Mubby! So I guess it was a good idea that I kept on recording for just a little bit longer, because we're still covering stuff. I always like to get... What the heck? Were you chasing a butterfly the whole time? Sparks, you gotta calm down. It's not worth. Bloody hell, he was like all over the place. That was like some bouncy tear shit in Binding of Isaac. Good lord. Right. Massive bound, because why not? So yeah, I like to get all the tutorial stuff out of the way in the first episode if possible, so I don't mind going on a little bit longer. I mean, I'm enjoying it. Bap! Grab all this. Go around the edge, grab all the stuff. Kill the sheep. Actually, did it not say I need to kill all sheep in this level? There we are! Oh yeah, just paused in order to make sure. But yeah, sheep kebab. I had to torch all 10 sheep in this level. Well, they were all in a group, and I normally take them all out anyway, because that's fun. And they respawn anyway, so it's not that big of an issue. As long as you leave the area, well, the main sector that you're in. Plus, they get in your way when you're charging anyway, so why not? We'll take out that wizard in a minute. Oh, there we are. So yeah, enemies always hold gems. So if you're missing any gems, but you've been avoiding enemies, knock out the enemies. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't anyway. They'll be a nuisance if you don't take them out. So, something to keep in mind. Right, I think I've got everything on the floor here, so let's come up here. As you can see, I'm blasting through this level right now.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet!
For the longest glide, press the jump button at the top of your jump, and try pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
The action button to drop down mid-flight. Wait, hang on. Oh yeah, well the triangle, yeah, that's what messed me up when I was trying to get onto the thing. I was wondering why I was stopping, but I forget that in this game, just press the triangle button and you just come to a complete stop in mid-glide, like that. It actually gives you like an additional height boost, like a little mini additional jump to reach slightly harder to reach ledges in later games. That's what was messing me up. So, but yes, we can actually come over here, and yeah, it does actually help you from overshooting, but you can use it also charge from a glide. We're pretty much onto the top part of the level now, so we can just literally run around and do all this. And as you saw there, wait, hang on. I just got a 1-up from knocking out sheep. Oh no, wait, I think one of these sheep actually held a 1-up in the original, now I remember. Because I was about to say, I didn't kill just... Yeah, because they're making shine noises. Yeah, so I think that those were special ones, like more specific. I was about to say. Like I said, it's been a little bit of a while, the little intricacies I'm not exactly aware of, but most of them I am. Invisible barrier, by the way, you just friggin' recoil like you charged into it. So I want to follow the circumference here. In fact, am I supposed to burn these trees? I don't think I can I? I can't bash them down either. Fair enough. been saying that a lot recently. Evan's it's called me up on that, saying, you've been saying that a lot recently. It's like, it's not intended. I just say it. You should say it's fair enough. There we are. Fixed it. Right, so we got egg thieves here. They're like a secondary collectible in this game, which is kind of becomes a concept that's more fleshed out in the later games, I guess. What you want to do while chasing these guys is that you don't want to like just go the opposite way because then they'll run the opposite way. You want to try and head them off. If you overtake them, however, they will change direction on a dime, which you can't do while charging. So, but you can flame them if you are just barely out of range from bonking into them. So that is a way you can do things. And the eggs are pink in this one as well. Actually, that will be something we want to bring up later on. And yes, your guidebook will actually tell you how like if you're missing anything. All we're missing at this point are gems, so we can easily finish those off. And yeah, we've done this level. Like I say, blasting through pretty quick. So yeah, I probably will do 2 levels per episode. That seems like a good idea because they are quite short. It's just obviously the first episode with cutscenes and tutorials always takes the longest. That's why I like to have longer episodes starting off, and then we can go with a usual standard later on. If I can even get up here. What the heckles, man? I'm pretty sure I can make this jump. I kind of like glide along. That's annoying. Can I recover this by coming over here? Right. Pretty sure you can get up there in the original as well, because it really did look like I was able to do so. No, I guess you can't go up there. I'm pretty sure you were able to before. I'm just trying to, yeah, get all the gems around here, because those are quite sneaky ones. Right, so we're on this side of the building now, aren't we? Let's turn the camera. Yeah, because that's the that was the beach. We have got this key, so that means that we'll be able to get some gems out of there, which is the only way to get into those safes. So that's a thing. Just have a little quick look up here. I don't think there's actually anything up here. It's just more stuff to explore. Like, yeah, look at this. You get like a nice, good look around the entire Artisans world. I mean, there is one thing that I have noticed. I mean, like, if you look at the polygons over there, obviously that's all flat textures. You can clearly see that. But like, if we look far off as well, notice that it all actually renders in as we walk. That's kind of like how the original did that as well on PS1 because of the low specs and whatnot. Oh, just the one lone gem here, really. Because it kind of like did like this kind of low poly paint job on things that were far away, and the graphics themselves kind of blended together anyway from a far off distance, so it worked out rather well. I just barely missed that. This should be the last of my gems, by the way. So let's whack this open. You can press a button to skip that, I'm pretty sure. I just didn't do it for this one. And, we're 10 gems saw. You what, mate? How am I missing these 10 gems? Okay, here's where I get annoyed. Of course. I've explored the whole entirety of that upper part, so I'm a little bit confuzzled on why I haven't got all my gems. I'm pretty sure I explored everywhere. Must have missed them in here at some point. I must have got turned around. So let's do another comb around the edges. Yeah, this is the problem. It's like, normally I would be able to see the gems from a far off distance with a shine, but I think Toys for Bob forgot to implement that. Because, I mean, they were working really closely with the Insomniac games, like the original team. They reached out and got them on part of the development side of things so that they could, like, you know, get feedback and all that. But I'm a little bit unsure as to why I'm missing gems right now. I don't really see any shines anywhere. Oh, that was the barrier. Might be. Oh, wait. How do I miss these two? Okay. Just a couple of strays in the middle of it everywhere. It's like, what? How'd I miss those? Now I'm paranoid. I want to check every hill again. Oh, hello. I couldn't words there. I just missed one green gem there, even though I went on the outer edges of that. Sparks, you're not doing your job. What the? How many times have I come around this area and didn't see these? I'm pretty sure I ran along the edge as well. Yeah, Sparks, you really weren't doing your job. Ah, wait, hang on. I see, look, they actually do have shines. The problem is, that is very subtle, especially on a bright background like that. Because in the original, those shines were probably like, well, not counting the resolution, they're probably like twice as big as the gem itself. That's kind of like the same size as the gem. And even then, that kind of blends in. That's not very noticeable. And, again, I swear I was standing around here, because I was looking around down here, and I didn't see them. Well, that was a train wreck. I am good at this game, I swear. It's probably the graphics messing me up. That's probably what it is. Because they like I said, they blended in. I didn't see the shines, so I couldn't find them. If I saw the shines, it would have been a dead giveaway. But yeah, that's what level is this? Stone Hill. I was about to say Artisans Hill, but it's not just Artisans this, Artisans that. We're going back to the Artisans Homeworld now, so that's the thing. But yeah, 300 gems, so we got quite a lot of gems already. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's only 2 levels. But yes, that was pretty much that. So in the next episode, guys, I think this is the perfect thing to use the end card. I'll see you guys in the next episode where all the Gnorcs run away and I chase them down. And do we get the thing? Yes, we still get the pearls. Okay, that confirms it. They go around. They only appear in the first game. Well, that was the last tutorial I needed to cover. So that's pretty cool. So, in the next episode, guys, we will continue the Artisans worlds and clear the last 2 before we go off to the boss. See you guys then.